What is going on, everyone? My name is Northy, and today I have myself the round 14 preview. Now, this is being uploaded the day after the Port Adelaide versus Geelong game. I have been flat out busy over the last few days, so I just haven't had the time to make this video. But don't worry, I've got Saturday's video already up, scheduled to go up during the day. So I hope that you guys are ready to watch some more select footy, because we've got some of that coming out on the Saturday. I'm not sure just yet if I've got anything on the Sunday. We will find out eventually, of course, but nonetheless, we've got ourselves a preview here today. This week is the first week where we have a proper set of buys. 6 teams are not playing this week, so although we do have Thursday to Sunday footy, we do have very, very minimal games. So we'll check the star powers first, and you can see a theme here. There is one team in particular that I am relying quite heavily on. There's some that have been playing consistently really well. Like Libba has been really good as of late, 109 points at last round, averaging 114. Gonna see whether he can keep it up this week. Then we go over here to our, what's this one? Supreme. Here, and we've got Jack McRae, who had 129 last week. He is averaging 109 for the season, so we hope that he does very well against North Melbourne again. And then the Bont as well, 119 average. So all of them average quite a lot of points. It's just very strange to see 3 of the same team all in the same lineup. It is a bit strange, but I'm hoping it all works out. Next up, Young Guns. Zach Butters seems like the obvious choice at the moment. I do not think that many others will top him, but I think there's a chance. Again, they play Geelong tonight, so we'll see how that all turns out in due course. Obviously, you guys already know what the answer is, and hopefully Butters is doing well, but I'm not sure right now. I hope he is doing well. And then my final one is probably the biggest risk, Charlie Curnow. There are a lot of players here who I do not trust or aren't playing. So we've got Tex, who isn't playing, Mitch Lewis isn't playing, Peter Wright isn't playing, Charlie Cameron is, but Charlie Cameron is very unreliable sometimes. I was thinking maybe Todd Marshall, but I told myself, this is a previous Coleman medalist. Surely they can get their act together at some point. So we're chucking in Charlie Curnow in hopes that he has a big game. I do not know whether it'll happen. I hope he kicks some goals. I hope he gets involved. I want to see him try and hit 90. If he can get 90, that'd be ideal, because I trust everyone else here to bust out 100 points. So let's hope that's the case. But yeah, last week our Silver team did get us to 40th place. We had a really good team with that Tex Walker, lucky Tex Walker pick. So let's see if we can do it again. Though Ultra is the big difference. You can see we keep Butters and Libba. Those are the 2 ones that say the same. This week, however, Tim Kelly goes out because they do not play West Coast. Jayden Short goes in. I'm not too stressed about this pick. I'm confident Jayden Short will do well. It's just a matter of how well. Next up, Noah Anderson. Now, Noah Anderson is a usual pick for me, so this really doesn't scare me too much. It's the sharpshooters pick that terrifies me. We've got Ben King double points. Now, you can see he averages 54 for the season, so he may not even be the best pick this week, even if I were to pick a silver. But I didn't want to waste the fact that I had, I believe, Rory Sloane not playing. Trent Cotchin I could have picked, and you know what? Now that I see it, I'm kind of regretting not picking Trent Cotchin, but you can see he's only averaged 63 for the season. Sure, it's not as big as Ben King, but I think they're about a tie at the moment. Trent Cotchin obviously is on the way down. Still a great player at times, but definitely needs, to kind of wind down a little, and he's not getting as much ball as he used to, but nonetheless, he's still a gun player and it can put up some good performances. So kind of wishing I may have chucked in Trent Cotchin, but I feel like my reasoning as to why I didn't chuck in Trent Cotchin is because the silver replacement for sharpshooters would have been a risk in Charlie Curnow, while my silver replacement here can be a dude who gets me 100 points. So you can see here, Libba could get me 100 points, Toby Green could. If we go to sharpshooters, there's no silvers that we could technically rely on. Obviously, Tex got the 166 last week, which is a big outlier, but no one here I can confidently say can consistently give me 90 to 100 points every week. So that's probably why I've chucked in Ben King in hopes that I get the double point luck. But other than that, I'm confident everyone else here can get 100 points or more. So I'm really hopeful that's the case. We check out Ultra, just outside of the top 100 last week with 703 points. Honestly, last week wasn't even a bad effort considering just like how handicapped we kind of were with the team that we had. Luke Bruce going down with an injury also did not help. Tim Kelly actually did alright. We had Tex, which was great. It was just a few picks, like this mighty mids pick. We couldn't end up picking a double points player because the only one we had, well, the two that we have, even the three that we have, I think Luke Parker was out. LDU definitely was out, and Noah Anderson had the bye last week as well. So, bit of a rough week for Star Powers in terms of luck, but hopefully we can find some kind of luck this week. We got a top team though, and this is who I've got. This is a really interesting week. So, I've stuck with Tim English after his poor week. Because I believe that against North Melbourne, Todd Goldstein can have his way sometimes and can play quite well, but I'm confident that Tim English can get the most of him. Tim English is young, he's got the height, he's got the athleticism that can get him over the top, and Todd Goldstein, as much as I want to see him succeed and do well for North on the weekend, I think Tim will get the best of him. Then we go to the midfield. Honestly, really hard to pick this week. Really hard. I went with Tim Taranto because he's averaging the second most for the season. I'm not sure who he's behind. I think he's behind Liam Ryan, who is kind of like doesn't count. He doesn't really count too much because like, yeah, nah, I don't think it makes sense to give him the benefit of the doubt because I think he's played 1 or 2 games, I'm not sure, but he's averaging 179, which is very hard to average. At least if I can remember correctly, if we go to forwards and then season average, yeah, 179. He's averaging a ridiculous amount, and you can see he hasn't played for a while, so that'll be very interesting to see on a card if he doesn't play for the rest of the season and gets put into the common set next year. Just seeing 179, like he had the best season of all time. Then we go to the back line, and I've gone with Tom Stewart. They are playing Port, so Tom will definitely be needed and needs to step up, and I'm hoping he does so. I think tonight's the night that he absolutely can show himself to be a really good defender. Obviously, we know he's very good, but this can really help him stand out if he can put on a good performance. And then my big risk this week is Lukey Jackson. I'm chucking him in. He is a forward listed here, but at the moment he's playing ruck by himself, so he's on ball a lot of the time, and he also gets those hit outs. He gets those hit out points that hopefully can grab him those extra ones on top of the 23 disposals for mark. You can see he had 119, but you probably couldn't tell that from his disposals and marks. You got to remember he's playing ruck right now with no backup, which usually is Sean Darcy. He loves the freedom from what I've been hearing, so hopefully we can use that freedom to our advantage. We checked the ladder as well. Only 124, it would be nice to see. I know it's really hard to get top 10 in this game mode, but we'll see how we go. Anything over 400 is always nice, but we want to really push for 500 as best as we possibly can. Though we'll check top 18, and this is the one we ended up winning last week, so this is going to be the big test. And again, a lot of Dohi's players. This week, forward was so difficult. So difficult. So, I've got Shea. He was an easy pick, and I picked up Luke Jackson, again, for the reason that he's ruck by himself right now. Jack Zabel is our simple pick every single week. These next 3 spots were really hard to confidently fill. I've chucked in Errol Goulden, Charlie Curnow, and Jamara Ugle-Hagan. So my reasoning behind them all. Errol Goulden, averaging 114 for the season. He is coming off a rough week last week. I believe a bye the week before, and it's kind of scaring me a little. I'm hoping that he can pick it up a little. You can see he averaged 83 basically last season, so I hope he doesn't just flatten out after a really good start to the season and he gets some points this week. But we check ourselves out. Charlie Curnow, averaging 94 for the season, so you'd think that'd be really good, but everyone knows how Carlton's kind of traveling right now. And then Jamar is the biggest risk. Again, my hope is that he does a little bit of Tex Walker action. Not to that degree, but has himself a really good game where he gets involved all over the ground. I can see when I watch him play, he's getting the confidence. He's starting to get a lot of confidence when going up for marks, kicking for goal. Obviously, he's not there yet, but there's a lot to be excited about with Jamara, and I think against North Melbourne can be a really good chance to show out. Obviously, again, as a North fan, I don't hope it happens, but if it does, I won't be complaining too much. Next, we go to the midfielders and ruck. Taranto stays in, obviously, as he's been playing out of his mind all season so far. Hopefully Richmond can pick up behind him. We got Zach Butters, of course, probably Brownlow leader right now, which is exciting for him. Dunkley off a really, really good week. He's averaging 120 for the season. Realistically, I should have had him in a lot earlier. And then here comes the really interesting one. 3 doggies players. We go with a Bont, McRae, and English. Again, reason behind it, North Melbourne. Like, it's realistically the only one we can pick out to an extent is North this week. I know that Hawthorn isn't playing, and even then, Hawthorn have been playing out of their skin as of late. So I wouldn't even trust trying to like outskill them or outmaneuver them. West Coast isn't playing, so that no one has that matchup. I believe GWS is playing, so maybe people could try and match it up. But the most obvious one at the moment is North Melbourne. And the only 2 North players I have are both backmen. From experience and watching it so many damn times, North love to just make useless kick and mark plays that get them nowhere. And Zeeble and Aaron Hall are usually on the end of it. So hopefully we'll see a bit of that from North again. But we go over to our back line and we've got Caleb Daniel in for a second week. After last week's performance, I don't see why not, and potentially could get himself involved on ball. We've chucked in Vlosten after his good week last week. I'd like to see him carry form. Then we've got ourselves Sam Doherty. He's like surprisingly managed to stay in quite a while considering how like poor Carlton have been. But 115 season average shows you that he's a bit of an outlier for the Carlton season. Jack Sinclair, All-Australian, of course, from last year, averaging 106. Let's hope he keeps it up in this one. And Lockie Whitfield stays in once again. Again, I mentioned, though, he has slightly upped his average from last year. But, like, as soon as I chuck him in, goes straight back to last year's form. It is unexplainable, my luck with Lockie Whitfield. I don't get it, but that's who we've got. Again, last week we finished 17th, top 20 for a prize card, so getting in that top 20, very, very nice. There's our name right there. Beautiful stuff. Happy to see my name finally show up. The card's on its way. Hopefully it'll be here soon, but we're going to check the tips. Actually, I don't think we can check the tips. I think I'm late. Yeah, this is for round 15. Oh, well, we'll go through the tips next round. Actually, we will go through round 14 tips because we forgot to do that last time, unless round 14 doesn't feel like showing up. So last week, on Tuesday even, I expected to see the results. Didn't see them, and of course, they're still not there, so unfortunately we won't be able to go through tips today, but nonetheless we will go through them hopefully next week if they update them. For some reason that's a problem. I don't know why that's the case, but nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching this video. Sorry that it's a bit late, and sorry that it's not as energetic as I'd like it to be. It's a bit late. I'm trying to kind of rush it in with everything that I'm doing, so thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.